Hey everyone, welcome back to Digital DIY. I am Luna and I'm thrilled to have you here for today's video. But before we dive in, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you won't miss any of our future videos. Now let's jump right into it. In today's video, I'll show how to edit this cute kangaroo. The first thing I always do is adjust the temperature to a level that I like. I'll make it a bit cooler. Then I'll increase the exposure to make the subject brighter. Then I'll add a bit of contrast. Now, as you can see, the lake is very bright, so I'll decrease the highlights to -100. Now the lake starts appearing a bit more. Then I'll increase the shadows and go back to decrease the exposure to have a good balance between my shadows and highlights. I usually increase the white points a little bit and decrease the blacks to get good contrast. Now, regarding the texture, you don't want to destroy the bokeh by adding texture to the whole photo. You need to use it as a local adjustment. However, it can be used normally for landscape photos as the whole photo needs to be sharp. So let's skip it for now. I usually add a bit of clarity to make my subject top. Dehaze is good when you have a bright sky. I don't use it for this photo. Then I add a bit of vibrancy to make my colors pop more and decrease the saturation to make it more natural. I don't use the tone curve for this photo and go to the next step, which is the color mixer. Here you can adjust the hue, saturation, and luminance of the main colors separately. Now I'm going to remove the attention from the green bushes and direct the viewer's eyes to the main subject. So I'll reduce the saturation for green and yellow and make them a bit darker. Now the lake is still very bright, and I'd like to make it more visible, but if I decrease the exposure, I'll make my subject darker as well. So I'll use a linear gradient mask. I use version 13 of Lightroom, and it may be different in other versions. Go to masking and select the linear gradient. Start dragging to reach the bottom line of the lake. Select the Show Overlay option to see where the filter applies. Now you can see that the kangaroo is also selected, so we need to deselect the kangaroo. There are different ways to do it, but in this case, the easiest way is to only select highlights by adding a Subtract Luminance Range mask. Now, we want to only keep highlights selected and deselect shadows. So enable the Show Luminance Map option to see the impact and start sliding the slider. If you drag from left, you remove highlights, but if you drag from right, you'll remove shadows. Now uncheck the Show Luminance Mask option to see the result. You can see that now only the lake is selected. Now you can deselect the Show Overlay option and apply your adjustments. What I do is to make the lake darker and add some temperature to make it more natural. Now, I want to make my subject a bit sharper, so I only need to select my kangaroo. To do that, you need to add a new mask and select the kangaroo by using the Select Subject option or selecting using a brush carefully. Maybe you select Subject and hopefully Lightroom selects it correctly. Great, now I can modify the settings only for the subject. So I'll do it by increasing the temperature and saturation a bit and sharpening it by adding texture clarity and at the end sharpness. Cool, it looks good to me. Now let's see the before and after by pressing the backslash button. Thanks so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and hit subscribe for more Lightroom tutorial. Until next time, keep creating and capturing those amazing moments. See you in the next video.